That's cool. Welcome to the Mental Margarita Show. I got Shells in the building, Shells Management.
Hey, hello everybody. Shelly
How
Shells.
you? Where are you at right now, Shells?
I'm actually in Columbus, Ohio.
Wow.
Yeah.
What you doing out there? Having some fun, huh?
Yeah, you never know. I'm here and there everywhere. I do a little bit of this, a little bit of
that. So I want to tell the audience first and foremost, Shells is just phenomenal. And she is getting around. I mean, she has been in the industry, the music industry, for a very long time. And she has really made her name known. From East Coast to West Coast. Growing up in West Virginia, tell me something about that.
Yeah, I grew up in a farm in Milton, West Virginia, which is outside of Huntington, West Virginia. And farm life is not fun, but it was totally different than it is in the rest of the world. And all I wanted to do was travel. So first I was a nurse, even though I was a ghostwriter in the industry.
Wow.
And did beats and stuff like that. But I then went into management about 5 years ago.
Wow.
So, yeah.
And how did you get into management? Was this something that you always wanted to do, or music was always in your blood?
Well, music, the acronym for music, of course, I always have to put that out there, is Man Understanding Soul Inspired Communication. I copyrighted that when I was 14.
Love it.
But thank you. But yes, music's always been in my soul, in my heart. Piano, flute, saxophone, clarinet. Pretty much you can do anything from a flute upside down, if it makes sense. Took it sideways, put it upside down. Anyway.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I was a ghostwriter. I went to many, many shows on the weekends when I was nursing, and just was in the background. And then when my friend passed away, R.I.P. Strap, he always wanted me to be his manager, and I never did it. And at that time, I had just got pretty sick, couldn't be a nurse anymore. So I went into management, and I started out with a group in Indiana, actually, Nattown.
Indiana.
So, yeah, that's and we traveled the whole country. We did 36 states in 6 months.
Wow, unbelievable! So you're just rocking and rolling. So who was your first artist that you started working with?
Well, I can't tell you the ghostwriter ones, but
I hope not.
Yeah, but the first artist that I actually went on tour with was LOE Cartel out of Nattown, Indianapolis. They're, an indie group, and we went on tour. Then I moved to I've done so many people, honestly, but my favorites would be, I love managing Cool Boy, even though it was a pop locker. I had never done that, but he introduced me to the whole West Coast industry, which was wonderful. Cool Boy is sugar-free pop locker. And
cool.
So I worked with him, and through him I got to meet a lot of famous West Coast rappers. I don't get star-studded or starstruck or whatever you want to call it, because we're just humans in the end, and we all connect with music. So, but it was nice to meet some people that I've always wanted to meet. And I work with worldwide collaborations now. And I also work with Wu-Tang Lost. I'm sure you've heard of them. I also work with G&G, which is 2 different Gross Music Group and Get Money Group, but they're combined as one now. And I also work with, I know this is kind of crazy, I kind of ventured out into the Twitter world and Discord and all that. So I've been working on Twitter Spaces with Chance Dell, which is actually by a famous psychic, runs that. And it's actually to help anybody in the music industry. And it's the word Chance Dell. Anybody can join that, and she's trying to help. I met her through the famous OG Mac Drama from Brit Star Mafia 1017. which we
I'm
do a
telling you, you're
podcast.
connected, girl.
We do a podcast every Thursday. Him, Maddie M from Maddie M Management, and I, and Yankee and Prophet are all on there. And then next Wednesday, I start the show Sideways with Shells and Maddie. And I always forget to put his M in there just because it's Maddie to me, but it's Maddie M Management. Sorry, guys. So we're starting that next Wednesday, so I'm pretty excited about that too.
Wow.
And yeah, we got so many artists releasing things. We've got stuff from Wu Chang Lost coming, JK. He's got some albums coming out. Of course, I also work with another one of my favorite artists I work with is P-Funk, The Last Disciple. You can check him out on YouTube. All these people you can find on YouTube. And then Criminal, he's from Compton as well.
Criminal,
as
yeah.
Yeah. And then Shogutta, you gotta love him.
Shogutta.
Yeah, Shogutta.
Tell the audience the relationship with Shogutta.
Well, Shogutta was in Kendrick Lamar's King Kunta, as was Cool Boy. He was also in the King Kunta video. And and also the Humble video. He did a cameo in the Humble video. So they all grew up together, which is really cool.
That's real cool.
I met all of them at different times, which is so weird. But we were all on the Don't Count Me Out tour this past May. And I have Ross there. Ross is actually from Kansas City, Missouri. And he's done several shows with me. He's flown out to Cali a few times when I lived out there and did shows. And he's a very good. It's Ross with 2 T's. You can look him up. I mean, I have so much.
I'm telling you,
Brett. Yeah. Oh, and Dustin Lyrics to Vision. He just came out with the album too, and I want to shout him out as well. So yeah, and he's from Utah.
Big shots out on the Mental Margarita show.
That's
we
right.
got sales management in the house. Now, if there's any artists that are interested in working with you, how do they get in contact with you?
They can't.
There you go, guys.
Let me also mention, I worked with Hog and Spook. I did one song called Paranoid I've ever done. I recorded it, and it was with Hog and Spook, and they're out of California as well. So I want to mention them as well. Okay, so you can contact me. I was just kidding, you guys. You can contact me at Shelly Davis on Facebook. It's Shelldog926 on Instagram. It's SHELLDUG 926. My Snapchat is also the same thing, Shelldog 926. My Twitter is SBug 926. And that's pretty much, I have TikTok, all that. It's usually under Shelldog 926 if you want to find me. My hashtag is ShellHigh. And you can Google that hashtag and all my stuff comes up under like videos and pictures and all that. So
that's great. And we're gonna make sure that the audience gets a chance to see you more often, because we're gonna be collaborating in the future, me and you, and doing some interesting collaborations in Vegas.
Okay.
I'm excited.
All right. Sounds good. Hey, the best M&Ms you ever had was on the Mental Margarita show, right?
That's what I'm talking about. Now, listen, before we leave, I know that you had a tour that really was close to your heart with some stuff that you were going through personally. And I want you to be able to inspire, the audience and the people that are watching. Do you mind telling that testimony?
I sure don't. So the tour was the Don't Count Me Out tour, you guys. Hashtag BCMO22, actually. And I named it that because I have been fighting a rare type of blood cancer. And it's now turned into a different type of blood cancer. But I was counted out. People that were supposed to love me, for all that and everything, they were not there when I was really sick. I went down to 98 pounds last year, had to have a feeding tube put in, was on a walker. It was really, really bad. But I fought and I came back. And when I got back, I told him to look. I messaged everybody that was like my family, like Frost, Shogun, or Criminal. I can name, you got OG Brick Gang Powerhouse, G-Miz, just a whole bunch of people. And I know I'm missing a whole, and I'm sorry. But they went with me. I called him. I told him, I texted him. I said, look, I'm going to be going on tour in the spring. And everyone's like, yeah, okay. You know, right?
Like, wait a
But
minute, what?
they know me, so they know that when I put something, I kind of do it. But they were a little like, are you really? You know? And so I did. OG Neck Drama actually did a press release for me. And he sponsored it. So did Cool Boy. They have sponsored it out. Let me shout out CEO Swerve too, because he is a major play in that tour, because he came up with the F cancer, you know, it's FUC, and then he made the PK with the cancer ribbon backwards, which was super cool.
Wow.
So he helps me with that as well. And Rapid Fire, if you haven't heard his music, y'all need to check it out. Tell Me is favorite, you know, one of his songs. It's actually one that I told him I want to play. If anything ever happens to me, that's one of our songs. I have one for everybody though. Like Sugar's Talk My
You got a long way to go, Shells.
Yeah, just a long way. So I have to keep working and I have to keep striving. And don't ever let anybody count you out. You can do whatever you put your mind to. My life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it.
There you go.
90%. Yeah, 90%. Yeah, I said that right. Sitting here.
You said it right. It felt right. It hit me. That hit the heart right there. Yeah, that really hit the heart right there. Right. Well, listen, yeah. I am so happy for you, and you know we are praying for you as well. I know that you're strong, and you're going to be amazing, just like you have been. And man, look at the skies, the beautiful skies behind you right now. I know, right? It's like 70 degrees here today. I don't know what happened. It was like 30 degrees, and that's cold the other day, but now it's not. I don't know if I could have said that, but sorry. Yeah. Well, that's okay. Hey, listen, Shells, I love you. Thank you so much for coming on the show. We're praying for you, and I know that you're going to keep rocking and rolling. And is there any final shout outs? Because you said about 1,000 of them. I know. I just want to give a really big shout out to Cool Boy. I want to tell you all something about Cool Boy. When I got really sick, they called in hospice on me here at home. And I went home, and UCLA was the only black person doing research and had doctors and things like that. So he let me rent a room from him. He taught me so much about hip hop, the industry, pop locking, like you just wouldn't believe. And he has a documentary coming out soon. I want everybody to watch that. It's very interesting. The whole history of locking. I mean, he told me stuff about Michael Jackson and everything. Just really amazing guy. He really helped me out. I want to give a shout out to all the people that went on tour because they were all wonderful. They all supported me. They all supported the cause. And I can't really. Vic Damone, Cash Me Out Records. I want to shout him out. I have so many. We'll have to do 80 shows, okay? You know what I love about you, though, and I can tell that you're so good at what you do. Because you're very attentive, you want to show love to everybody that you worked with, that collaborated with you, and that's really cool. That really is. You got a genuine heart and a beautiful soul. Thank you so much. As do you. Well, thank you. And look, plus like you got Raiders on. You're supporting them. Raiders. I wear my bucket. Even though you had a horrible year. Hey, at least you don't have to go around saying we them boys all the time, right? Oh, gosh. That was a hit against Hog. I hope you loved it. Oh, my gosh. All right, well, listen, you have a good one, and welcome to the Mental Margaritas show. And you always have a place here, okay? Thank you so much, and I really enjoy your time. Thank you so much. All right, well, you take care. You too. Welcome to the Mental Margarita Show, man. It's good to have you here. I mean, we're talking about somebody that's done it on a professional level, on a major level. I mean, so many people that I've spoken to that know you, they have so much high compliments about you, your work ethic, everything that you put to the table. Can you give a little introduction to the audience about yourself?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Obviously, you know, it's about the music. It's about Ultimate. So I'm definitely representing Ultimate tonight. My name is Marlon Greenwood, originally from Jamaica. Came to the States when I was 11. Started doing music in ninth grade. Ninth grade in high school, that's when I started writing songs. Before I was even playing football or wrestling or anything like that. I started doing it. I found out that all you have to do is make the words rhyme and then come up with a catchy hook. You know, so I remember like one of my songs was called, you know, if a boy tried this ultimate, you know, them I got dead, 1,000 copper and 3,000, let that what you get in your head, you know, like, you know, back then it was like Bounty Killer, Beanie Man, and all those, you know, like, that was like my first song I wrote like in ninth grade. I remember when I was playing for some guys on that, you know, cassette tape that I recorded on. They were like, man, this is pretty nice. So it's something that I always liked, so I kept on doing it. You know, you talk about, you know, being on the honor roll, a high honor roll, marking period, having my father as my mentor, first mentor, telling me do your best at any contest and God will do the rest. That's what got me on the path of doing that. Then I had a coach that got me into wrestling. I ended up winning 5 state championship, state champion wrestling in high school. Became my coach, first state champion at Freeport High School in 29 years. That same coach got me into football my junior year. And he, after my first year playing football, I got offered a full scholarship. And throughout that time, you know, playing football and working hard in school and, you know, going to get my degree like in college in physical therapy, starting 48 consecutive games at Syracuse, continued to do my music. You know, music was something that I love to do, and I kept on doing it, kept on getting better each and every time. And I always felt like, you know, the music is good, but it's not quite there yet. And when I got drafted by the Dolphins and I was there, and I remember I got hurt pretty bad my rookie year. I got a midfoot sprain. I was on crutches for about a month. I was supposed to be projected to be the starter. And I remember I was in the locker room and Jason Taylor was like, you know, Marlon, don't think that we forgot about you. You got to sing your rookie song, you know? And I was, and I said, all right. So I went over there, and when I went over there, I actually did one of my songs that I wrote in college called Blow the Skyline Out of Proportion, because, you know, I used to hear different rappers like Biggie and everybody. They always talk about sky the limit, and I felt like you shouldn't limit yourself to anything.
At all.
So my first song that I wrote in college that I sung there in the locker room was called Blow the Skyline Out of Proportion. And I remember the PR guy heard it and was like, man, the song's pretty good. But, you know, here I'm thinking, yeah, you know, they're probably just saying that because, you know, I'm hurt, I'm on crutches, and, you know.
Right. Let's give you some sympathy.
You know, I try to give you some moral support and all of that. But it was like, no, man, it's good. You need to, I'm going to introduce it to a producer in the off season. And that's when they introduced me to Courtney Morgan, like over the off season, went to the studio, and we recorded the first song, created the first beat. Next thing you know, they were playing it during the season of the next year. I ended up starting, by the way, my rookie year, and I finished up the season.
All right.
He ended up starting as a rookie. I started 4 years for the Dolphins, then signed with the Houston Texans 4 years, for 4 years as well, and started 4 years for them. But I started doing the music then, and then during my second year, they were playing it on like the Jumbotron. I remember they were playing it down there in Miami, because we did a video. Jason Taylor was in the video, Patrick Sertain was in the video, Chris Chambers was in the video, and a few more guys, Adewale and Gunle. I can't remember everyone. But it was a really nice video, and like from then I just started doing more recordings in the studio and continued to build upon that. And then when I became a free agent in 2009, my cousin is Blackout. Blackout, I did the song "This Is Why I'm Hot." by
This
Mims.
Is Why I'm Hot, yeah.
This Is Why I'm Hot. So he did that, and it was actually recorded in my studio down in Miami. Actually, I had a studio over there in Aventura, and that was recorded there. But I had those artists, those producers that valued quality music, and so when I became a free agent, I started building my album, and that's when I had the #1 added song to Rhythmic Radio, "It's My Birthday." I recorded
Yes.
prior to that, and then he got signed with Ultra. You know, all the things that I've done with the "It's My Birthday," and I saw how hard I worked to get it to that point, and then I just needed a little bit of assistance, and you know, I didn't really see much of that assistance. So you know, from then and there, I just kind of put the music, not put it out there, but just basically continue to do it for myself.
Right.
You know, continue to do it for myself because I love the music regardless. It's something that I'm going to do. And I have some quality songs that every time I let people hear it, they always say, man, these songs need to be out there, but I need to meet the right person. You know, I need to meet somebody like a Dr. Dre that can, that can really get it out there, you know, do the same thing that it did for like Eminem and also 50 Cent, because I feel like the music that I have can really, it's a different music, it's a different sound, have a unique a unique style and something that people are going to gravitate to. So I know that was a little bit long about telling you a little bit about itself, but it's like I cannot say one without the other. You know, it's like so much. It's like so much, and there's so much more. I just don't want to take up too much time talking here.
That was an ultimate answer. You did my job. All right, interview's a wrap. No, but that's fantastic. What, you know, there's so many independent artists that are out there. What is one piece of advice? Because you really ran that independent circuit to build up to where you're at now. Mm-hmm. What's a piece of advice that you can give those that are trying to do it?
So basically, to believe in yourself. Believe in yourself, believe in your product, believe that you can do it, because now you have so much different avenues or distribution and things that you can do on your own. As long as you have the time to put into it, I would say just take that time out to learn it for yourself. Educate yourself about the publishing, educate yourself about distribution, educate yourself about management and how it works, and make sure that you are, and then you will fully realize that you will be able to, most of the things that they're telling you that they can do, you can do it yourself. And then along the way, you're going to also need help as well. You have to be able to identify the individuals that really care about you as an artist and about your growth. And that becomes like family. And those ones that are going to really have your back and really help you take it to the next level and not there to take advantage of you. Because because you put a lot of work into this, you know, you put a lot of work into your craft. You know, a lot of people seem to come up with a rhyme or something these days, and they think that this just happened overnight. I've been doing this since 9th grade in high school, writing songs and you know, doing the you know, and I've seen the development. And once you become a master, you will see the development. You will be like, all right, I'm there now, right?
Right.
If they like my stuff, they like my stuff. They don't like my stuff, but this is it. This is ultimate. You know, this is what
this ultimate, baby.
You know, and obviously, the more you do and the more you practice every day, the quicker everything comes. But there becomes a point when you just break past that barrier. But just, you know, just believe in yourself, man, and just know that you can do the things that other people do. You just have to take the time to educate yourself on it.
That's it. That's what's up. You guys heard it. So, you know, just take the time out and do the research, do your homework, and realize, like, you know, Ultimate says, you know, you gotta really put all your effort in this. This ain't something that just, you know, happens overnight for sure. And you know what? You're a true testament of that. And it's just amazing. Where can they find your music at?
Yeah, so, you know, I had like a website up there, ultimate5256.com, where I had everything there. But I'm gonna put up a link tree up on my Instagram, because I think that's the way to go these days. I was talking to some social media people, and they were telling me just put up a link tree and put the link to there, because I had the songs up there on the website for free. I had some that I did on mixtape that they could download for free, but if you're not sending people there, you know, and you know
Exactly.
my schedule be, but I'm gonna have it up on my Instagram. It's ultimate5256. That's my handle there on Instagram, and those were my two numbers. You know, was 52 for the Dolphins and 56 for the Texans. Actually, I was 52 my entire career, high school, college, and also for the Dolphins. But so that's why it's ultimate 5256. So that's where all of the things are going to be posted. That's where the link tree is going to be. That's where the link to the Spotify is going to be. But I'm sure there's some songs there and DistroKid that I had put out, and as far as distribution there that they could find with honor. There's Be Alright, which is a really good song. Take Me There is a song that I released a long time ago, and also It's My Birthday, that's got signed to Ultra. But we're gonna start hearing some new music that they haven't heard.
Yes.
You know,
we want to hear that new music from the Ultimate.
Listen, you know, all I gotta do is, man, I have over like 100 songs, man. That's all I gotta do is bring them out. Obviously, they gotta get mastered and stuff, but when
right,
them, it's really good songs, man. And it happens from all different style and genres, and also what you call it, as far as the type of material that's in the music. You know,
right.
Music. You have hardcore music. You also have uplifting music. So it's depend on what they're into. So definitely.
Fantastic, man. Hey, Ultimate. It was an ultimate experience. It was wonderful. It's good that I got a chance to get a hold of you. I know football season has started, so you might be doing some networking circuits. But thank you for coming on the Mental Margarita show.
Yeah.
And I look forward for us to collaborate and chopping it up in the future. Okay, my brother?
Absolutely, bro. And once I get all those things up to date, I'll let you know that everything is ready to rock and roll. But for now, they could go to the Instagram, ultimate5256, and there we can get all the details there. And I have the link to the link tree there, and they'll be able to get the music from there. It's always good to channel them one place. You know, there's so much different social media stuff out there. Go here, go there. You'll be like, where am I gonna go?
I don't know where to go.
Go there. You know, that's where that's where I'm directing them and keep them going in that direction. So it could be simple. Yeah.
All right, my brother, and you make sure you keep going to the top, man, because you're doing your thing, man.
Hey, man, you know, if you're currently working on it, but if you know a link to Dr. Dre or anybody that could set up a one-on-one meeting, it definitely would be something that I would be interested in. You never know, right? I'm working on it on my end.
You never know.
Got some ends with Death Row Records. It's going to be doing some marketing stuff for them. But I want to be able to get a connection there. Because, you know, Snoop is on there. They're trying to change the image of that. They're trying to put some positive music out there, trying to do some different things. But I feel like the person that would really be able to get Ultimate to where Ultimate need to be is Dr. Dre, man.
The doctor.
The doctor and Ultimate.
The doctor. That's
it, man. You know, for real, man. Let's get it, because you know time is not waiting on anybody. So I just want to be able.
That's it. I actually got I got a couple of people that I'll reach out to. Yeah, we'll definitely chop it up.
Okay. Yeah, man. And just let it happen organically. You know. Yeah. I know.
Right.
If it happen to come across the mind.
Exactly.
Like, snap, you know, because that's how things happen. So. Yeah, man. Appreciate this, brother.
Appreciate you too, my brother.
All right.
You have a good one.
You too. All right. Bless.
Let's take the world.
All right. Peace.
Welcome to the Mental Margarita show. How you feeling right now?
I'm feeling good, my brother. How are you?
You know what? I'm feeling good too because I'm excited. It's Sunday night. It's Sunday night football. Football's been going on all day. So
That's good.
whenever football is going on in America, it's just like it does something that's just wonderful. But speaking of wonderful, I should call you Mr. Wonderful because you got some wonderful things that are going on.
Absolutely.
Can you introduce yourself to the audience?
Yeah, so my name is Daniel Bartley Jr., aka DBJ. I am a producer, singer-songwriter, entertainer, all of the above. When it comes to music, I love it and I do it very well.
You know what, you do very well. And let me tell you something. What I love about you is that you're smooth. You know, there's not a look. Big Daddy Kane had a song called "Smooth Operators," and I think that you were part of that mix. You're a smooth. You're a
like
smooth
that.
operator. Tell me about
Yeah,
your
brother.
early. Tell me about your early upbringing.
So, I grew up in the church. My father's a pastor, and so from a young age, I really took a liking to music, specifically the piano. And from studying the piano for many years, it got me into many different arenas. So I learned production. I also learned that I had a talent for singing and performing. Also that I've been able to produce and then also orchestrate as well. Fairly recently, we did a movie. Yeah, we did a short film called The Sweetest Girl, which won 8+ awards, and, I've been performing almost like my whole life as well. So, I've been doing this thing, they're doing it a while and continue to grow and evolve in it and, see where it takes me.
Right. Now listen, you know what? Quincy Jones, it's an idol of mine. What does he mean to you? What does he mean to what we do, and specifically what you do? Because you said a lot of things that, I don't know, that were kind of synonymous to his world. What does someone like that mean to you? And who are some of your inspirations?
Awesome. So first and foremost, Quincy is a legend. I believe that he's a forerunner in music, and a lot of the soundtrack to many people's lives was built through him. And
wow.
and also I feel like he laid down such a foundation for everything that we have today. I'm a firm believer that a lot of people have been influenced by his sound and by his methodology and just how he created music and pushed the boundaries of music. So you see that DNA all over the place today. So we stand on great shoulders when we talk about Quincy Jones. In terms of myself, I have many different influences. Some of them being Usher, John Legend.
John Legend.
Yeah, Bruno Mars, Anderson .Paak.
Oh, guys, I love Bruno now.
Yeah, man. So I pride myself in being able to create whatever's in my mind. So if I'm wanting to push out a pop record, I put out a pop record. If I want to put out an R&B record, I have the versatility to be able to do that. And that's thanks be to the Most High. And then also the fact that, I've been studying, I'm a student of music. So I love creating and doing things that just come straight out of me. We recently released a record called Lose My Freaking Mind that has a Latin influence.
You're making me lose my freaking mind. Hold on. I didn't know that you had a record called Lose My Freaking Mind, because now I'm losing my freaking mind.
Yeah, it's really interesting. We actually recorded it in 3 languages. We did it in French, we did it in Spanish, and we did it in English as well. So really,
hold on. Let's stop the horses right now. You did it in 3 languages. You did it in French. You did it in Spanish. You did it in English.
Correct.
Wow.
Yeah. So the thing I love about the process with this one is I had live horns on it. It's really something. It's a great feat to be able to create that.
You know what? Not only is it a great feat, I think that what we need to tell the audience that it's important to understand that it's okay to be versatile. Like, you don't have to follow suit. You don't have to do something that's been done before, or you don't have to, be a carbon copy of something. It's okay to be free. And our Black writers before our times, and our our influencers, they thought outside of the box, and they allowed their creativity to grow.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
There was no roaming rates. This wasn't a telephone. This was something that was from the heart and that was genuine. Mm-hmm. And me talking to you in a very short time, I feel that from you. I feel that you really respect music as a whole, mm-hmm. and what it brings to the table. Now, speaking of that, what are some of the new things that you are working on to push that progress, that energy that's totally kinetic forward?
Thank you so much for asking. And I forgot to tell you in the very beginning of this, really, thank you so much for the time that you're taking for us to do this interview. I really appreciate you. Appreciate the program as well. So when it comes to my projects, I have my hands in a couple different things now. We're still continuing to build our catalog for television, movies, TV shows. We're also working on singles to be released fairly soon. We're thinking either Q4 or Q1 to have some singles released to really start building the momentum of the brand. And then also in terms of my orchestral work, there's some things in the mix there as well. In terms of performing, really my main focus now is building the catalog, building community around the brand so that, when the time comes for us to really put on a show, we can put on a very strong showing, no matter where we're performing. So really that's the main key that we're focusing on now, just continuing to build the catalog and continuing to release great music, release great content as well. In this time that we're living in, the artist is not merely, he's not merely a just a distributor of music, but also a brand in and of themselves, a business in and of themselves. So you have to kind of put yourself out there in that way and be very connected to the community that you build.
You know what? I think you say something that's so imperative, is that building that community around the brand. Because that brand is the nucleus of what you believe in, your creativity, your soul. But it takes a community. It takes a village. It takes those kind of things to bring it to life, mm-hmm. and bring it to life in a perspective where it's felt. It's not about, I got 1 million views, let's monetize that. I got this going on, let's monetize that. It's got to get deeper than that, because I think when it's all said and done, it's everything goes in circles. Mm-hmm. And it's going to go back to that thing where that thing that we hold sacred matters. Mm-hmm. I think there's such a distinction between people that are trying to do it that way and that people that are really love their art, people that are true artists. So me talking to you, I feel like you're part of that tree. You're an artist. Yeah. So when you're dealing with artists, you're dealing with art. Mm-hmm. And art has to be curated a certain way.
Yeah, I think you really strongly and poignantly put that. To just add on to that, I feel like at the end of the day, monetization and capital is and revenue is the end result. But I think that nowadays if this is the focus, it's very hard for it to happen. I felt in the last couple of years that the more that I focus on the music, the more that I focus on building great content, the more that I continue to hone my craft, this is just a byproduct. It just happened. Like, it comes. It's not, not, people might say that it's like, oh, you're lucky or whatever, you get into position or whatever. But I think it's just a matter of, okay, I'm focusing on the right things, right? The money will come. The money always comes. I've never, since I've been in this musical journey, I've never been without when it comes to music, because my talent speaks for itself. You know, my brand speaks for itself. The content I put out speaks for itself. Like, I'll get calls all the time. Hey, Danny, you want to do this gig? Hey, Danny, you want to produce this? Hey, Danny, you want to do that? I'm not even looking for it. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right? I'm not even looking. I'm not even looking for this. Even the, like, the film, the short film that we did, like, I wasn't looking for a short film. I just got a call because people just know that I could do this stuff. You know what I mean? So it's like, I continue to believe that at the end of the day, creating great things will come. And they do. They always do. So I'm of the mindset of continuing to create great music, continuing to try to touch people and change people's lives. At the end of the day, this is what matters the most, the legacy that we'll leave with what we create.
There you go, baby. And guess what? Mental Margarita Show, we called you too.
There you go. There you go. Case in point.
So you must be doing something.
Exactly.
I was just talking to Jersey Doll. Let me tell you something. Jersey Doll is the connoisseur when it comes to music. Mm-hmm. And, you know, we were just talking about the platform, because the platform means so much to me and her both. Mm-hmm. Because we're artists that really care about the music. And I know it's Mental Margarita, and most people are gonna overstep the mental, and they're gonna go straight to the margarita, right? And I get that. I figure that if I put the two words together, then maybe I'll catch one or two.
I feel like I really love the brand. I love the name itself. I think there's the saying, any publicity is good publicity, right? So like I feel like whether people like it or not, it's a win for you.
Yeah. Hey, I've really shaped my whole career around that statement. But I want to say this to you. Not only is it a pleasure, I admire your mind and everything that you're doing. Now, is there anything specific? How do the audience get in? If they want to reach out to you, if they want to engage, if they want to know what's the latest thing that's going on, how do they get in contact with you?
Awesome. So several ways. I have a website. It's danielbartleyjr.com that you can find me. You can find me on social media at DBJ Music with a Q. And from there, you can just find out all types of things about me. You know, my YouTube is on my website. My TikTok is on my Instagram. Like, everything's interconnected. So it's very easy. You could even Google me, just Daniel Bartley Jr., and then boom, everything will pop out. I really worked hard the past couple of years to leave a good digital footprint. So it's not hard to find me at all.
I love that digital footprint. Oh my goodness. We're moving into the future. Well, listen, Daniel, Danny, DBJ, whatever you want me to call you, let's just say a guy to look out for that has such a musical contribution to bring to the table. I want to thank you for being on the Mental Margarita Show. It's Sunday, man. I'm enjoying the games, but I thank you so much for taking some time out and hanging out with us.
No problem. Thank you so much for having me. This show is incredible. I had an amazing time. Thank you so much.
All right. God bless you, my brother.
Take care.
Let's shake the world.
Your body, baby, mama, you drive me crazy. What a man gotta do to get your full attention. It's been way too long. talk is overrated. Got me anticipating. Wanna take it down, down. So whatever it is I gotta do, I'm with it, and I know that as long as I'm with you, I'm with it. Let me ease your mind. Can we take some time? Can't nobody do it like you, girl. You're the one I want. So come on over, let me tell you something. Your body makes me lose my freaking mind. I'm so caught in your love. Your perfect body makes me lose my freaking mind. I'm so caught in your love. Your perfect body makes me lose my freaking mind. I'm so caught in your love. Your perfect body makes me lose my freaking mind. I'm so caught in your love. I might be caught up with girl, it's more than the physical. Don't need no makeup if you wear it, then it's minimalist. Way more than the way you are. Oh, it's everything that you are. I feel like myself when she's around me. She don't need no help, don't need nobody.
You're starstruck, here's a sprinkle of the stardust. Hold your champagne glass and your cigars up. See the guys with mob ties drive the cars up. Bright lights, most nights they buy the bars up. Candy coated Chevy cars on the highway. It's Frankie baby, it's on and this is my way. Dean Martin at the Sands this Friday. With Sammy Davis, here's a little hint where I stay. The city shines like Liberace's mansion. And you know Elvis had the whole city dancing. Showgirl silhouette steady prancing. Shout out to June, just the Copa Girls anthem. Legal gambling, yeah, that would tempt me. It's Sin City, holy water couldn't cleanse me. And Wayne Newton had the crowd in a frenzy. Live at the Stardust, the seats never empty. Now if you having a good time in Las Vegas, at the count of 3, I want to hear you scream, Viva Las Vegas. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Viva Las Vegas! And Main Street was the official local beer stop. Enough slot machine noise to make your ears pop. The cigarette girls walking souvenir shops, while Red Fox had them laughing till the tears drop. Before Steve got a win at the right time, Sig and Roy had a long circus lifeline. Now the Strip's got a lot of neon light signs. Would you agree there's not another city like mine? Years later, Mayweather got the city hot, and everybody in your city with a TV watch. Celine Dion got celebrities at every spot. Boyz II Men even got Jenny on the block. Now here's a culture shock, the desert's got a hockey scene. Golden Knights, yeah, the #1 hockey team. And we even got the Raiders repping Vegas now. So get the champagne, it's time to bring the waiters out.